What is up, everybody? It's your boy, back at it with another tournament race. Today we got Eldritch here on the left versus Ren on the right. Let's go ahead and get these players started. I will be joined very soon by Crazy Four Blades here for co-commentary. He's just making sure that the race gets started appropriately. Shout out to Crazy, by the way, also helping out on Medusi.com, so should be good time there. And here we are. Nothing found here in the starting relic location. I'll drag Crazy down here, I guess. Yo, everything good? Maybe, perhaps. All right, Crazy's in here, but he's not responsive. The game was just too exciting that he had to fall asleep right here in front of us with the library card dropped here for both players, interestingly enough. Very interesting start. And Eldritch opts to use that library card immediately. Meanwhile, Ren has
Bye. Goodbye.
Hello? What was that? What? What is happening? Why did that? What happened there? Hold on. What was that? And now Eldritch's stream is down? What happened? That was Ren, yes, but audio was only coming through on Eldritch's stream. Should have been.
Oh my god.
No, that... Or was it Eldritch's voice? So Eldritch is supposed to have his mic muted.
Stop it.
I'm pretty sure. Because his mic is muted on Discord. Ren's mic is also muted on Discord. Crazy Four Blades disappeared. Something weird is happening. Let me check something here. Sorry, commentary is going to be a little bit sparse today while I figure out why the stream is acting like this. Hopefully I can figure that out.
Keep that thing on you.
Yeah, indeed, keep the thing on you. Okay, so he's having a great time. I'm not sure what happened with Crazy, but I'm sure he'll be back. Maybe his computer crashed or something like that?
I'm here.
Oh, you are here. Never mind. Your computer did crash. Is that what happened?
And then, of course, it messed up my settings.
Okay, perfect. You love to hear it.
There it goes. Okay, I should hear you now.
I hear you. You're a little quiet on my end, but...
Oh, I wasn't speaking loud enough.
Gotcha.
Gotta love my mic making my PC crash sometimes.
Yeah. I guess I'm just not going to be able to listen to Eldritch's audio because he forgot to mute his mic, but it's fine. It's chill. All right. It seems like everything's fine. And both players opting to do very similar routes early game, so that's pretty nice for me, so I don't have to sit here and go, what the hell happened?
Did they have a early library card?
Yes. Library cards dropped from the imps, I believe. They spawned in the reverse chapel. And they both found Mist and Spikebreaker pretty early. I'm not sure exactly where those relics were. My guess is these relics have been found here in the... has to be library, right? Because I don't think they could have found anything in Chapel. Reverse Chapel doesn't have any like relic checks available to them, but they do have 4 relics? So... that is interesting.
Let's see... yeah, the 1, 2, 3. It has to be the 4 things that were in library.
Must have been, yeah.
Oh no, 1 at entrance, 3 at library. They probably haven't checked fairy scroll yet.
I thought entrance was nothing.
Maybe they have. I don't know. Again, my PC crashed, so I have.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. Either way.
Ooh, a Mournblade.
I think for those that are in chat curious what happened with the library cards, I think Eldritch had enough library cards that he feels comfortable that he's not going to go through all of them. Ren is maybe being a little bit more aware, more cautious to use his library cards willy-nilly. So Eldritch using the library card gives him a slight lead here at the start, but no big deal. Yeah, entrance was nothing. So that's why I'm like, how did they get 4 relics here? Unless they did... everything in the library must have been it, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's important to remember that on average, if you have a seed where you're using library cards, if you use it more than, I would say, 3 times, depending on the situations, you'll end up losing time at that point. But
Yeah,
having
it
full
depends.
cleared,
But yeah.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. And we're seeing our first divergence already. Mist plus gravity boots. Oh, yeah, because sword card counts as gravity boots. And I think the intended form of flight just got found here for Eldritch, which is Mist and Power of Mist. Ren, on the other hand, wants to check the flight locations in Castle Keep and in for Fire of Bat. But I think Eldritch's route might end up being slightly more efficient because there's nothing stopping him from full clearing everything on this left side here. And he can go all the way to through Alrox's quarters. He won't have access to Silver Ring necessarily, unless he finds Jewel of Open. But we'll see what he ends up finding here. Soul of Wolf is good.
Yeah, Wolf is good. It's more efficient on the using it for out of logic flight.
Yes, as well as if Eldritch finds the other Soul of Wolf, he'll have the movement advantage early on. Since this is Recycler, there's multiple copies of important relics. All the transformations have 2 copies. Gravity Boots Leapstone have 2 copies. There's 3 extra Vlad relics. So with all the additional relics lying around that have the potential to increase his speed, having 2 copies of Wolf gives him access to essentially the Lycanthrope version of Wolf movement, which is discounted transformation cost, discounted movement cost, all that fun stuff.
I like to point out Ren got a Medusa shield, so he has a really good shield spell to go along with his Malblong.
Oh, that is true. That is very true. That is going to be quite helpful early game for combat, but I mean, the randomizer rules that we're using have guaranteed drops off enemies, so generally speaking, unless you get really, really unlucky, you shouldn't be hurting for damage either. Like this right here could be something good. It's Vorpal. Okay. Ren finds the Vorpal Blade. Not bad. Medusa Shield is overrated, says Major Seaman. I think it's rated just fine.
I personally, and this might be a hot take, I think it's better than Iron Shield.
It depends on the boss. I think Iron Shield is more consistent. Medusa Shield has the potential to kill things faster. But Hallbeam Dagger and Gurthang both found for Eldritch, so he's not going to be hurting for damage to the seed either. Like I said, the guaranteed drops might change which items you find, but in general, both players, I think every single race has had access to decent enough damage where the item drops aren't necessarily the difference maker in the damage department. Every once in a while, someone will find something like a library card and the other one doesn't, but both players finding library cards early kind of mitigated the potential for a blowout in that regard.
I wonder if we're going to see Ren reverse clock. No, he's not going to reverse it. Never mind.
Nah, yeah, he's probably just going to entrance this way. I think maybe his thought process is, I want to do the flight checks in Castle Keep and in Fire of Bat in case I find Jewel of Open. So now I can just go all the way to Silver Ring if I do find Jewel of Open in one of those spots, or if I find it on the way. So I think he's just trying to mitigate the backtrack potential. And, Eldritch is the first to find Jewel of Open, though, and it was flight locked, just happened to be at a different flight location. So this, I think, will make Eldritch's route relatively better if he goes all the way to Castle Keep from here. The only downside is he's going to have to do Fire of Bat at some point, but, like, it's right there. They have library cards. It's not, like, that big of a deal. So overall, I'm liking Eldritch's route. It turned out to be, I think, probably slightly better, but both players haven't been blocked by anything yet, so I'm not, like, worried necessarily for either of their prospects here.
Ooh, and a Fire Shield for Eldritch as well.
Okay, that's good. Now, we could all agree Fire Shield is probably better than Medusa Shield, right, Shirley?
For the most part.
I mean, it even, with enough buffs, can be strong enough to kill Dracula decently well. And Dracula resists fire, so... The only boss that's, like, literally useless against the Cerberus.
The main problem is the cast cost for the Fire Shield is what, 40 MP?
It's 50.
40, yeah, 50, and then like Medusa's like 25. I don't remember.
I think Medusa is slightly more than Iron Shield. Iron Shield is 20. So it might be 25.
Yeah, I think. Eldritch getting a lot of Vlads as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, and in a preset like this, the earlier you find all the Vlads, the more comfortable you can go back to the second castle. The meta isn't like fully defined yet for Recycler, but it seems like most players are pretty comfortable going back to the second castle with like maybe 1 or 2 Vlad relics remaining. Because the odds are that like with 8 Vlad relics in the seed, at least one of them should be in the second castle for you. And if it's early enough in the second castle, you can just like completely blitz through the game. So having 3 in his inventory is pretty strong here. For those that are curious, it's the Spirit Orb, the Eye of Vlad, and the Echo of Bat are all Vlad relics. The bonus Vlad relics take up the Spirit Orb and the Echo of Bat and the Fairy Scroll relics normally.
So I got a little thing that I'm going to say here. So Eldritch has a good route when it comes to like trying to go to Silver Ring, but Silver Ring is currently in Logic.
Yep.
And the Silver Ring play is the only really good if you're doing it out of Logic. Now, considering that it's in Logic, we know it can't be glasses, so I would expect to see Ren to just skip Olroc's quarters and Silver Ring and go straight down. He has a higher density to check for Vlads and a greater chance of finding glasses.
That is true.
Which would then...
I was going to say, I think Eldritch has to commit to this, though, because he hasn't been to Castle Keep yet, and he needs to get that Keep Warp at some point. So we'll see if Ren does decide to go that route. There is a chance he finds Silver Ring here and, like, autopilots to... finds Jewel of Open here and autopilots to Silver Ring. But we'll see.
I would think not, because, you know, he has it in Logic, and he knows that it's not that deep anymore, so he shouldn't be going there immediately. Theoretically.
I mean, he could just be going to open the warp. The other thing I would be worried about is it still could be step complexity, where Silver Ring is vanilla, which then opens up like Merman Statue, and then that gets you to Holy Symbol, which is glasses, or something like that. That's possible.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. It's still really early in the seed.
Yeah. Both players basically at this point are looking for Holy Glasses. Holy Glasses are considered like the final step for completing a Recycler seed. At that point, you should have everything you need. The only thing you'll be missing is like random Vlads. But every single Vlad relic is randomly distributed. So
yeah, this preset has it to where Holy Glasses is the complexity. Now there can be a Vlad that's after Holy Glasses, but it's not very common. Like you can find say like the other ring in Second Castle. And there could be a Vlad at Holy Glasses, but it doesn't have to be.
Yes, yeah. So very rarely does that happen. And also there's backup Vlad, so you don't necessarily need that one. You only need 6 in order to enter the final fight versus Shaft and Dracula, whereas there are 8 total. So even if there is one that's locked behind like a higher complexity level, it doesn't usually matter. Yeah, and Soul of Bat is found, though.
Okay, well, Ren still gets Soul of Bat, so it's fine.
Yeah, it could be worse. Like I said, I think this might just be either he's covering all of his bases by saying, like, the Caverns is the same complexity layer as Silver Ring right now. And maybe he's like, well, it's only a 1 in, what is that, like 6 or something like that? 1 in 7 chance that the next step is at Silver Ring. But I do want to go there just to be safe. Is Eldritch... Uh-oh. Well,
Rando Brain.
It happens to the best of us. Yeah, Silver Ring is... Unless he's thinking to himself that he's going to backtrack for Silver Ring?
What could be happening is he knows that it's on the same layer as everything else, so he's just skipping it, but getting the keep teleporter.
I feel like there's no reason to skip it at this point. You're right
there. In this situation, no, there's no reason to skip it.
So either he just forgot that he has Jewel of Open, or he has some weird thing where he's going to grab the warp and then backtrack to Silver Ring or something? I don't know. Unless he plans on save splitting it. No, doesn't seem to be eyeballing it. It's very possible that he just forgot. Because it is relatively rare that you're like able to check Silver Ring this early, but you have to be like on top of it, you know? It's also very possible that he's just like banking on it being nothing. Like we said, it's just a very interesting decision to do it this early. Yeah, he's definitely going to grab the warp. He's probably going to library card, if I had to guess, unless he decides to backtrack the whole way to caverns, which I don't think is the play.
Yeah, no, should have done it whenever he was there. And
Yeah.
if he didn't do it, then he's not going to do it.
It might be one of those things where he forgot in the moment, but now he's kind of committing to the play because it's like, I've already skipped it in my brain. So going back is just time loss. So maybe his win condition is like, if there's nothing there, then my skip actually ends up saving me time. So we'll see. We will indeed see.
But yeah, so what I was gonna say is Ren is also probably doing all this stuff because he is fairly certain that his movement is better than Eldritch's. So
Yeah.
he's just gonna do everything because I can do it faster. So I'm just gonna do it.
That is a thought process that can come up. And it was a Vlad. That's brutal.
Oh,
That is
it's just
pretty
one Vlad.
rough. It is one Vlad, so it doesn't necessarily mean that he's out of it, but that does give the total Vlad advantage to Ren. So now it's going to have to be like some sort of like trade-off here where Ren has to skip a Vlad and Eldritch has to find one, or Eldritch is going to have to outmaneuver Ren in this like complexity situation that they're going through. So we'll see. Ren wants to stop in the shop for some reason. Is there anything worth buying in the shop? I wasn't paying attention back then. Oh, library cards.
Library
but they're
cards
expensive.
for 8,000.
Yeah, so brutal, very brutal.
Run using Wolf to save some MP for Bat.
Yeah, might as well. And wolf movement's not, especially if you're on a slope or dealing with sloped terrain, it can be pretty useful because its horizontal speed is pretty consistent. Where on slopes, you can be faster or slower, especially if you like have to go in the air while like shield dashing.
Yeah, if I had to say something, that my wolf movement is awful. I should be working on that, but that takes effort.
It does. Controlling the wolf in this game is very awkward. It has its own set of like controls that you really have to get used to if you want to like truly master it. And even then, I make mistakes in wolf form all the time. Even as more wolf movement gets added to like different speedruns and stuff like that for this game.
Yeah, I say like wolf movement kind of feels like you're on a water level sometimes.
Yeah, especially if you accidentally hold up and then jump and then you're just floating in the air with that big ass floaty jump. Eldritch's route ends up being slightly more efficient than the library card here as far as getting to caverns, I think.
Yeah, but he also skipped Silvering.
That is true. And
it would be relatively close.
Yeah, because now they've all done the same number of checks except for Silvering. Silvering is the outlier here. But that's only like a 30-second check at most. So if it wasn't for that, I think Eldritch would still be slightly in the lead.
Just slightly.
Yeah. So it's very unfortunate that was a Vlad because it could have been nothing. And that would mean that Eldritch just is like, granted, he could get baited into checking it later as well, which might end up being inefficient. But now if he checks it later, it's a Vlad relic, which could potentially get him in go mode. Who knows? Regardless, I think Ren is definitely poised here to be having a better time later in the seed because he has information on the number of Vlads available currently.
He currently has what, 3? 4.
Yep. Yeah, Echo and Spirit Orb plus Ring and Eye. And both players opting to go to Succubus. And she ain't got squat.
No, she's got Fire of Bat, the best relic in the game.
Oh, it's so good, dude. I mean, watching the bat stay still for like 10 seconds while a fireball that does 30 damage flies across the screen and costs you magic, can't get better than that.
I mean, there is the tech against bees where you can get slightly more damage off of doing the fireball and wing smash at the same time.
That is true. Yeah, you can cancel the fireball into a wing smash. So there you go.
Yeah, it's efficient, right? Right?
If anything, it's swag. And sometimes playing for swag can give you the confidence boost you need. Eldritch also going for Scylla here.
See if Ren does my Scylla skip.
Finds the second wolf relic here, which is generally pretty good. It's more MP efficient sometimes than wing smashing when you have that lycanthrope MP bonus, but you could also combo it with like transformations and stuff like that. So
And they're
not
about
bad.
to be in the perfect spot for that wolf movement too. So
okay, Eldritch opens the floor and then leaves. I think you just ignore it until you have to come back here because it doesn't really save you time later. You're just investing in time, saying you're gonna come back. Kind of. I don't know.
yeah, sometimes I open it, sometimes I don't.
I think generally speaking, there's no reason to open it early. Like it doesn't save you time necessarily. So, and ooh, very close for Eldritch making it through there without getting
like,
wet.
It also depends on the preset. Like I will use it for like on leg day, and I'll use it to get the boosted jumps.
Okay,
But like that's
fair.
probably the only time you would do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And Eldritch opts to... Okay, he's going back for the stopwatch, but he is skipping Merman statue, but Ren goes out of his way to find the Alucard shield behind the waterfall. Yeah, you always... If you're going down this way, you definitely want to check the items on the waterfall on the way down. And Ren maintaining momentum. Yeah.
Ren also left a MP refill at the... perfect spot for second Soul of Bat.
Yeah.
But he left an MP refill at the waterfall as well, so that whenever he comes back, he doesn't have to worry about MP to climb back up.
I mean, he doesn't really have to worry about MP for the rest of the seed here, is the
Yeah.
long and short of it. Because once you have double
Like,
Soul
even
of
if
Bat...
he didn't do that, he would still be fine.
Yeah. Once you have both Soul of Bat relics, you get free MP on your wing smashes. So, I mean, movement is basically free at this point for Ren. Gravity jumps, I think, are the only things that cost MP now for him. And if he finds the second pair of gravity boots, those are also free. So, you know, not bad, not bad.
And Wolf is still cost for the charge, but
Oh, yeah, but it's
that's it.
like 5 MP or something like that, or 10. I forget what it is. Pretty
And if
manageable.
they find Brain, it reduces it in half.
That is true. Speaking of wolf movement, I think Eldritch probably should have been doing wolf movement down here. Not only is it slightly faster than just wing smashing, it's also more MP efficient. This is one of the few rooms in the game where it's just faster to use wolf movement. But either way, Eldritch still, like, by skipping a few relic checks, is technically leading as far as, like, progressing through the castle. He is missing that one Vlad relic, though. So at some point, he's going to have to make up for that somewhere. And if Ren is able to catch up, movement-wise, then it's going to be really difficult for Eldritch to capitalize on being the first here, you know? He's also not using Malblung with the Fire Shield. I think that would just nuke him. Yeah, it would just kill him instantly.
Yeah,
Instead,
it will destroy him immediately.
And Ren is definitely not going to have nearly as much trouble. He has the Alucard shield in Shield Rod, so his combat is going to be basically instantaneous with killing bosses.
Well, I'm fully confident that Ren is going to potentially skip Grand Falloon in this situation. He's going to go straight to Spike Breaker, and if it's glasses, he's just going to go to second
castle. Yeah. Oh, especially if you find Echo there, that's brutal. So that's probably going to be Merman Statue or Second Ring, most likely.
Yep.
So the progression relic that was locked behind Jewel of Open was that Echo of Bat. Sadly, you don't need Echo of Bat in order to actually progress to the Spike Breaker location. It's just the game assumes you need it because the randomizers are designed in a way for essentially casuals to be able to beat them as well as speedrunners. So the intended...
Ren got a library card.
Ooh. Oh, was he out at that point?
Yeah, that's his last one.
Oh, okay.
But he got glass, or he got
yeah, the other
the
ring.
second ring.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to library card out of here.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see if Eldritch has extra library cards backed up or not. Because they honestly could have farmed for a bunch of library cards early on, but we'll see if it ends up mattering. I think the last place for a library card to even save time is doing one at Holy Glasses to get to the second castle. Assuming once you find Holy Glasses, that is, to get to second castle. So we'll see. But yeah, Ren is...
Maybe Holy Symbol if they find Merman Statue at Holy Glasses.
Yeah, and now Ren is officially the one that's like leading here. And Eldritch does not have a library card, apparently. So that's pretty brutal. Yeah, Ren is just fully in the lead now. Both in relics and in progression towards completing the first castle. That's pretty brutal. Yeah, better management of library cards. So that extra library card that you guys were talking about early game, why didn't Ren use a library card? Eldritch is in the lead now. Well, we see where that library card actually matters.
There are better opportunities for it.
Yeah. Library carding at the bat location saves you like 15 seconds, whereas library carding out of the Spikebreaker location saves you like a minute, maybe a minute and a half. It hasn't been tested in a long time how much time it actually saves you. And it also depends on like your movement and stuff available, but still, generally speaking, the most efficient places to use library cards are in the middle of nowhere. And the Spikebreaker location is about as remote as you can get in the castle. I mean, it's relatively close to a warp, but then, I don't know.
Yeah, but that also, if you have bat, then yeah, maybe going to the warp might be slightly slower.
Yeah.
It all depends on the situation. Like, if you're at Holy Symbol, almost every time you should library card out.
Yeah, there's Merman statue. Speaking of Holy Symbol. Yeah, Eldritch is now heading back there. I mean, the warp does put you closer to the Holy Glasses location, but it's like, takes a while to get to the warp. I don't know. I mean, it's clear that Ren is just like solidly in the lead. He did skip Grand Floon as well, which is going to help him out a tiny bit. It's also very possible that Ren was aware that that was the last check locked. In fact, he was 100% aware that that was the last check locked by the Holy Glasses. Or not Holy Glasses, sorry, Jewel of Open. So what I'm trying to say is Ren knew that Grand Falloon had to be progression, but the only progression available is Merman Statue, the other ring, and Echo of Bat. So the fact that he found the other ring made him pretty confident that he doesn't need whatever's behind Grand Floon, that he's like skipping forward in the complexity chain. Because I don't think there is a world where the ring is at... Well... No, because I don't think there's enough complexity remaining in the to get there, right? Unless this is like a 9 complexity seed or something. Either way. Crazy's PC crashed again. That's unfortunate. Oh well, it's just us now, chat. It's you and me. We're chilling. We're vibing. I'm sure Crazy will be back eventually. And then there's Holy Glasses. Yep. I'm pretty sure... that Ren could be pretty confident at the very least. I think he definitely made the right play in hindsight, but I'm trying to think if in the moment skipping Grand Falloon makes sense when you know that has to be progression. It depends on the complexity number. Right? Because the intended chain is something along the lines of Mist plus Power of Mist into Jewel of Open into Blank into... Yeah, so they were only on layer 3 at that point. And the remaining relics were... Ren had checked Merman, so he was aware that there was nothing there. So I think Ren had full info at that point. Oh, speaking of Crazy, yeah, Crazy's back.
Even with not having the complexity in that location, checking Spikebreaker at that time, knowing that they'd already checked Silvering, gave them a lot of information. And whenever he saw rings, he knew that Echo was either locked behind Merman or was just somewhere random.
Yeah, I think he made the correct call. I'm just trying to think if there's a world where somehow he gets baited by that, but it doesn't seem likely. Right? Because I don't think there's enough complexity in the...
Yeah, there's not a... It would only be like if there was... Like if they hadn't had Mist yet.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I was trying to do the count in my head, but I think Ren made the correct play, obviously, in hindsight. I was trying to think if there was any way for him to even, like, possibly get baited there, but I don't think there was. So just generally playing it very well. Choosing to skip Grand Floon there. Eldritch, on the other hand, probably didn't have the opportunity to skip Grand Floon because he had to do. He hadn't done Merman Statue, I should say. And it looks like he's going to Merman Statue right now. That or he's going towards the war. Either way, Ren is first in the second castle and is essentially in go mode. He just has to find the remaining relics. And Eldritch is, yeah, going to be warping. Makes sense. Is double Tetra the new 10-hit meta? Some players do it because it saves a little bit of MP over soul stealing, but like the Summon Spirit Soul Steal is overall faster.
Yeah, the Summon Spirit Soul Steal is faster. Since I play on leverless, Soul Steal is a real problem for me, so I just started doing Summon Spirit, Tetra Spirit.
That also
Or
works.
if you really want to, you could do Tetra Spirit, then double Sword Slash.
That too. That is also true. Durdrak says, without keeping track of a specific count, I would have been pretty confident skipping Grand Floon there. That makes sense. I think, generally speaking, yeah. You just skip Grand Floon there if you find something at Spike Breaker. And that should be go mode, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Ren's in go mode. A very, very fast seed. Meanwhile, Eldritch is still doing item checks. I guess this makes some sense because he's leaving stuff behind in the first castle and maybe he's looking for a library card. But actually, you should know that there's library cards in the second castle because this is where they spawned. Yeah, Ren just killed the imps there and got some library cards to drop.
He's looking for an Alucard shield. That's what it is.
Probably, yeah. It's got to be that or, I don't know. Because you still got, I mean, Gurthang should be plenty of damage for second castle stuff, but he hasn't even been using it. He also has Fire Shield. That's another option. Maybe you're a little bit worried about MP, but still. But I'm also the type of player that, like, once I get relatively comfortable with my setup, like, in the first couple minutes of the game, it's like, I'm going to stop doing item checks. There's just, unless it's so convenient, there's no reason not to do it, but yeah. Generally speaking, like, the attic checks and reverse attic, I most of the time skip those.
The only times that you really should is, like, in these presets, you do, like, reverse attic because you're leaving second castle. And you just do those real quick because, you know, they're really quick items and, you know, you might find a lucky library card.
Yeah, and that is true also. It is important to note that early game item checks tend to be more valuable than late game item checks because you have more potential to save time with every item that you grab versus late game, you've already found a bunch of items, so the odds of you finding something that ends up saving you time gets even lower. So, yeah. And, oof. Eldritch also saying, you know what, I'm going to do left side on top of all this. It doesn't matter because I don't think there is a world unless Ren drops his controller. We're going to need a Brazil internet outage or something. Power outage.
His attack button needs to break because he's got Alucard shield that's...
Yeah, controller issue, power issue. Something horrible is going to need to happen for Eldritch to come back from this, but...
Oh, a duplicator.
Well, that's pretty nice.
It's too late.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, even going out of your way late game for an item, even though he didn't go out of his way for it, but theoretically, if you go out of your way late game for an item, even if it's a duplicator, one of the best items in the game, is that duplicator going to save you enough time to win the race? It depends on the scenario, but as you play later into the seed, oftentimes it ends up not being enough. So I do agree that reverse...
I was gonna say, in this preset, the duplicator doesn't matter too much because double bat is free bat, and the biggest thing with the duplicator is you can get infinite MP.
Yeah, infinite MP is not nearly as useful this time around. So
how is it that I've been so defeated?
Oh, there's time for Ren.
Yep. GG's to Ren, 33-33 on the final timer here. Not bad. But yeah, I mean the routing was just, I think, played it safe. Ren played it safe overall, did more checks to get more information. And then the actual endgame routing ended up being very, very strong as well. So things just kind of fell into line for Ren here, and Eldritch made some interesting calls that could have paid off, but unfortunately didn't go his way. I think missing the silver ring ended up mattering a decent amount, but if he was going to go left side as opposed to right side, none of this mattered then. It kind of came down to left side versus right side at the end here. Depending on what's that creature, maybe. It's just leap stone. But yeah, Ren opts to just do the correct route to find the 6 Vlad relics that he needs and wins because of it.
Yeah, sometimes you just play it safe and it'll all fall into place.
I think so, yeah. Sometimes you overcook the route and then the route cooks you. And I think that's kind of what happened to Eldritch here. Let's hop up and see what they're thinking about for the next race, though. Yo, GG's.
Yo.
I just kind of was like, I'm gonna burn this library card because
I understand.
Back. I didn't see gravity boots on my trackers, so I was just like, oh, I have no way to get out of here except for library card. Which I had a way to get out of there, I just didn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Eldritch, did you have a particular plan for the silver ring check, or did you end up just forgetting it when you passed by it?
I told the silver ring check to fuck right off.
Gotcha.
No, I'm not kidding. I saw Soul of Bat. Okay, I saw Soul of Bat, and I was like, okay, I just now got Soul of Bat. Holy Glasses has got to be at a complexity location. I already have all the pieces to get to Silver Ring, which means the Silver Ring is one of two things. It's either Echo of Bat or it's just random bullshit. I said,
it's a random bullshit.
I don't need Echo of Bat or random bullshit.
Yep.
I'm gonna move on.
It was
it's a random bullshit. It's a Vlad. It's a random bullshit Vlad.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that ended up. I don't know if you had that in your inventory, if that would have changed your second castle routing, or if you were committing to left side regardless. But it was a very fast second castle for Ren because he just found the relic at Darkwing Bat, and then there was a relic at Medusa. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, with that in mind, he had 4 going in.
Yeah. I was just like, I don't need it.
Yeah. Very interesting seed, very fast, as always, with Recycler. However, we do have best 2 out of 3 here, so this means Ren gets the opportunity to ban a preset here before Eldritch gets to pick. So, Ren,
I'm
what do
gonna
we
do a
ban?
favor. Yes, I'm gonna do a favor for everybody. I'm gonna ban Cornavus.
Okay, Cornavus is banned, and Eldritch, you can pick from the remaining 4.
Just pick? Oh shit.
Yeah. You could even run it back if you wanted to.
We rampage it in this bitch.
Rampage! Let's go.
Let's go.
You love to see it. Alrighty.
Everybody loves Rampage.
I'll
World
go
Tour?
ahead and get that started for you guys. Feel free to take a quick break, grab some water, use the bathroom, whatnot. We'll be getting started in about 5 minutes from here.
Thank you.
Alrighty, we got race number 2. Rampage was the preset picked here. I'm going to go ahead and let that timer get started for these players. So how are you feeling about Rampage, Crazy? I know you were talking a little bit about it earlier.
Rampage is one of those presets that it could either be really good or really bad. You could fight all the bosses and finally get the cards, and all the cards are for Vlads that are like complete opposite direction that you need to go.
I will say starting with Soul of Bat can't hurt. That's going to help a little bit.
Yeah, no, that makes it a lot better.
And starting with Nova Skeletons nearby too.
This spot is so good because you gain a bunch of levels.
Yes. Yeah, Nova Skeleton's relatively easy to kill. Gives a decent amount of experience per kill as well. And already we're seeing Ren kind of optimizing his way a little bit here, maybe slightly better movement, but has to be careful to not get boned too bad from the Paranthropus here. And already a lot of good combat options as well. It looks like they started with Gurthang. Fist of Tulkas was also dropped.
Gurthang.
Pretty strong, pretty strong. Wizard Hat also gives you, I think, +1 attack or +1 strength. Something like that.
They got sunglasses, cloth tunic, so...
Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Even Graham is in there, Dark Shield. There's some options. And Eldritch is going straight for the boss fight here. Tulkas punching this dude in the face. Ren, on the other hand, kind of exploring a little bit more, looking for more items, potentially. We'll see. And then...
Oh, Eldritch having a hard time casting the spell.
Yeah,
Needs
well...
to start playing some brawler.
Yeah. Does pick up Spirit Orb. He wants to know how much damage he's actually doing here. Does not do anything else in this preset, but And interestingly enough, opts to not go down. I probably would have grabbed the warp, honestly, and then used that warp to like move around since this is an open preset. All the warps are open. But this is also not terrible because all the warps are open. You can just go this way if you're Eldritch and go towards Doppelganger, go towards Death. But I think this ends up being faster, the route Ren is doing, even to do that route, because you can just warp directly to Death here. So
yeah, Ren's route gets to go faster. The only reason why you should really do this movement is because there's corpse weeds and thorn weeds there. You can try to get all the drops. Yeah, that's the only real reason. Other than that, you should be using the warps.
Yeah, I think something about being in the second castle with all the warps open kind of breaks a lot of players' brains, because like how often are you thinking about like how the second castle connects with all the warps open, you know? Rarely ever are you thinking about warping in the second castle outside of like maybe going to Alrox's quarters to get to the end game, something like that. But with all bosses available too and required, knowing how to get from boss to boss efficiently is pretty important. And Ren already has a lead in that regard.
Yeah, I like the movement Ren's doing. He's doing the bosses that are right next to, like he teleports once, gets the boss that's there, then the next boss that's there.
Yep.
And you could go from Medusa to Akmadon if you want to. Going to the teleporter is not really faster in that situation, so you can just do Medusa, Akmadon, then go to the teleporter, leaving.
Ooh, Ren's gonna have to be careful though. Yeah. His movement's a little bit sloppy here. Maybe it's the low MP. Maybe it's a little bit of nerves kicking in. But he definitely was taking a lot of damage there that he didn't necessarily need to take.
Yeah, my routing would be to do Medusa, Akmadon, go to the teleporter, to go to Galamoth, and then do Death, Dot 40, Force of Echo, leaving Trio and Bees until the very end.
Yeah.
Because they're right there by the teleporter, and if they have cards, then so be it. But
and Spikebreaker is found. That's not bad. Ooh, very unfortunate for Eldritch. He got poisoned, which heavily nerfs his damage. Look at that, 2 damage per swing here. Can't even establish the loop again. Has to kind of just wait for the damage to wear off, the poison to wear off. Is playing it pretty risky. Yeah, 20 damage is not a lot on Doppelganger 40 here. And that poison is lingering. If I remember correctly, it's your constitution level determines how quickly poison wears off, so.
Yeah, and they don't have good constitution at the moment.
Yeah. The rare case where your non-offensive stats actually end up mattering a decent amount. Just has to be careful not to get poisoned again. And even with the poison's gone. 56 damage per swing is not amazing either. I think Tolkis might end up being more efficient. It's tough to say, but Eldritch is finally able to fell the Doppelganger 40.
The Girthing has a very weird characteristic that a lot of people don't talk about. So you know how long Dark Metamorphosis lasts, right?
I know that it lasts a certain amount of time. I don't know the exact number.
Girthing has a weird mechanic to it, to where if you're constantly swinging, your Dark Metamorphosis will be extended until you stop swinging.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
So, if you don't have enough time to, like, you're going to go to fight Galamoth, and you don't have enough time, the ability of casting Dark Metamorphosis, and, or if you're trying to do the setup with a transformation, you can do the quarter circle to get the pseudo Dark Metamorphosis, and as long as you're spamming the attack button, Dark Metamorphosis will still be there.
Oh, I see.
It is one of those things that not a lot of people know about. One, because not a lot of people knew about the Girthing being as good as it is. But the second one is just like nobody really spams the attack button.
That is true, yeah. So, so what you're saying is if you do the quarter circle forward attack, it gives you like a temporary Dark Metamorphosis for like one swing. But if you keep spamming, it stays active the whole time.
Yes, and that's the reason why if you're using the Girthing against Galamoth, if you ever notice that it seems like it always lasts until Galamoth is dead, it's because of that characteristic of the Girthing.
That makes sense. Gotcha. Interesting.
Oh, we got a heart card at Force of Echo.
Yeah, that is interesting. That is one of the things about this preset where efficiency and routing can matter, but also sometimes just finding the familiar cards first, so that way you can route in the actual relic drops as soon as possible. Did Eldritch open the menu to see which enemy it was that dropped it? Because I don't think he did.
He did. I didn't see the enemy. I didn't. Because I was trying to see where Ren was going at the time too.
Gotcha. Well, it's possible that Eldritch knows. Maybe somebody in my chat also knows. They say flying zombie. Oh, that actually does make Eldritch's route just a little bit better because he hasn't been to Allrox's quarters yet, reverse Allrox's quarters, and that's the only place where flying zombie is. So, yeah, generally speaking,
Well, I'm pretty sure Ren knows that flying zombie is one because he killed a bunch of them, and they didn't drop anything. And he knows the mechanic of if the enemy doesn't have a drop, it's most likely a card.
That makes sense too. Yeah, that is an aspect that I probably wouldn't think of unless somebody else told me to pay attention to that. Honestly.
So, if you remember the prelim of the last one where I got second from Ren,
yes.
If you notice, I didn't fight bees. It's because I had killed flying zombies and noticed they didn't have a drop. So I waited to go to bees because I was going to route it from the center teleport.
Oh, interesting. Dang, that's some high-level stuff that I wasn't even aware of. And it's my tournament. That's crazy.
A lot of the stuff that I end up doing, it's because I understand the mechanic, and Eldritch gets hit by the desperation attack. But yeah, it's because I understand the mechanics of the randomizer. They end up having a slight advantage because I understand the mechanics.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it goes a long way. Small bits of information can be make or break in these rando playthroughs. That's how like top players oftentimes continue to gain advantages in the long run, is they just know either by being able to count complexity and figuring out like what possible relics are where, but yeah, knowing that, okay, this enemy hasn't dropped anything and guaranteed drops are on, it is likely going to be a familiar card or like a relic drop later on once I find the familiar card.
One of those weird things that nobody ever thinks about, but we always have to try to figure out the thing that would
give you an advantage.
Put us, give us an advantage, and that's just one of them.
Yeah, exactly. And information is key in randomizers. Obviously, execution matters and skill in that regard matters, but like being able to utilize information to its fullest is also very, very important. Things like knowing how the girth thing works and that sort of stuff can also give you an advantage in small cases, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, Eldritch is going to be first here to get to Galamoth, but Ren is, I think, done more bosses generally. Yeah, his tracker is a little bit more full. Eldritch has only done the left side here. And
Only thing I don't understand is Ren didn't go to Galamoth. He went down first.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not the worst. He could be waiting because it's right there by a teleporter. So
yeah,
he could be waiting till he has a better weapon, but I think Girthing is.
Did Eldritch save? That's brutal. Because he just gets unlucky.
Hellfire.
Oh, he gets very unlucky there.
If you get hit by the first ball, and you buffer in the Hellfire and let it cast the full cast, he'll stop throwing the balls at the same time as your cast is done.
Damn, and
so you can do the setup.
Eldritch loses a bunch of time there. That's unfortunate.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
It is important to know that Eldritch found the card at Force of Echo. He does not have to grab that card as long as he remembers the boss or the enemy.
Yes, that is true. The game remembers if you've touched a card at all, even if you want to reset, but he might just not be fully aware of that because he's going back for it.
He should know this. He's the person who is in charge of the randomizer. He should know this.
He might just be frazzled, you know? It might just be one of those things where he's like, damn it, I died. It was bullshit RNG. Granted, like you said, if he used Hellfire, it would have given him the invincibility to set up the infinite, but like, you know, that is a skill check. That is one of those things where you have to recognize what's happening very quickly and then do a relatively precise input, you know? Whilst in, I don't know about you, but like buffering spells out of damage sometimes is a little bit finicky. But
well, I play Street Fighter, so It's all about buffering.
Yeah. But like knowing when the game will accept the input, when the game won't accept the input, can matter. Especially because if you're getting sent, if you're being damaged by an attack, sometimes it'll flip your direction, like which direction Alucard is facing, and that can end up mattering. So. Yeah, this is definitely very tough. Ren also using a library card at this point. Didn't do left
Didn't do
side.
Galamoth, but he could. Well, he already killed a creature. He doesn't need to go left.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, there's nothing else left on the.
And then there's also reverse library cards. So
yeah, that is true.
Go at any point. The only thing is that he can't use a reverse library card now since he used the library card to get out.
Yes.
He doesn't have the tile that unlocks the reverse library card.
Exactly. But, I mean, getting the first castle early finds Form of Mist in the libraries twice now.
Can I complain about that? Because this is always what happens. You library card, hey, look, there's Mist.
Yeah, I mean, randomizers do be random. So, yeah, Eldritch definitely, that is brutal bit of time loss early game with that death.
Oh, best sword in the game, the Muramasa for Ren. Let's go.
I mean, if he started farming now, by the time Eldritch catches up, that sword will probably be doing like 50 damage per swing. It's not bad.
I mean, it's busted. He doesn't have to cast Dark Metamorphosis anymore.
True. You get infinite Dark Metamorphosis.
And that makes the Galamoth setup a lot easier.
Exactly. Find Silver Ring locked behind the Mist Relic. So, what's the complexity count for this preset again? Is it 8?
6.
It's 6. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because the open warps and all that. That makes sense.
Yeah, the reason why I know is because Bounty Hunter was complexity 5. Everyone complained about complexity 5. So when Target Confirmed was created, they changed it to complexity 6.
Dude, imagine complaining that...
And this is just Target Confirmed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the problem is obviously the complexity count's too low. That's the only problem with Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, well, that was a pretty bad problem because there was so much bait.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so easy to find, like, so many things that unlock things and then all of it going to nothing.
Yeah, that is brutal. That is brutal. It is kind of a funny loop that the community's had about complexity numbers in general, because we're all stupid and dumb and stinky. I say we all, but like in the early days when complexity was first implemented in season 2 of the SotN Rando, we were all just like, this feels bad. I don't like that Soul of Bat is so late in every seed now. We should just play 0 complexity seeds. And then we complained to get complexity options, because they weren't even options at the time. There was only one randomizer preset. It was just the rando.
All right, Ren just got a Varda, so now Muramasa is actually good.
Okay, yeah, it does give you the additional...
It's guaranteed. It's the guaranteed good hitbox.
Yes, exactly. And he can start farming to get it even stronger. But yeah, early...
I expect him to go straight to Dark Octopus now.
Yeah. But yeah, early days, complexity was kind of looked down upon, like, I don't like how it pushes all of the good relics late into the seed. I'm used to always having good movement. And then later on, 0 complexity seeds turned out to just be pure gambling, more or less.
Yeah, well, it's important to realize that it says complexity 0, but there is still an average complexity of around 4.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't have literal 0 complexity. It's not possible. So
yeah, the only thing that you know is that like there isn't a complexity Vlad. It's just everything's just pure random.
Oh, dude, did Eldritch have library cards in his inventory? If he was also aware while he was taking damage from Galamoth, he could have just library carded out of there and said, "Screw it, I'll be back." That might have also been a decent save.
He started with one. He started with one.
Yeah. Oh, and he just got one from Death too. Death dropped one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, Ren, where are you going? Okay, I was about to say, if you're going back to Second Castle, no.
Yeah, there's nothing even left to do there except for Galamoth.
He should just go ahead and kill the Shaft Orb.
Yes,
while he's
100%. Here. We'll see if he's well aware of that. No, he is not. Okay. That is slightly unoptimal here, because if he kills the Shaft Orb, one, that is a requirement for the all bosses win condition, as well as it would unlock the ability for him to step on the tile to get reverse library cards active, which would save him a lot of time going back to the second castle.
Double Varda for Ren now.
That is nice. Yeah, one thing about this preset is the relic locations that are normally Vlad relics have been replaced with library cards, right?
Yes.
And then
The Vlads have been replaced by library cards, and then the cards tell you where the Vlads are.
And then the bonus familiar cards, the what are they called?
The bonus, the Nose Demon and Sprite.
Yes, those were
one's
replaced with.
by the Varda, the other one by the Ring of Arcana.
Yes. So you get essentially a bunch of like free items and library cards and such in this preset potentially. So, but yeah, Ren is now stepping on the spot. He's warping. Does he know that he needs? Does he think he needs?
No,
to warp?
he's turning back around because he is very self-conscious about this.
No. He's...
maybe not. He has said that he doesn't trust that it's just the first castle one before.
I mean,
so he teleports just to guarantee that he has it.
Hold on.
It kind of.
Hold on. Gas cloud behind. We have to stop the match.
Yeah,
it's not even randomized. The randomizer's broken.
Yeah, well, see, look, this is a glitch that we knew about a long time ago.
Oh, sometimes the randomizer doesn't actually randomize it. Oh, I guess he did leave Beelzebub behind. Actually, now that I'm looking at it too.
Actually, it's quite the opposite. Eldritch was having a hard time trying to code in the vanilla preset to where it's the vanilla game, but you can just add the options to it.
Yeah.
And apparently the randomizer doesn't like things not being randomized.
Yep. It's very true. Yeah, whether you like it or not, the rando is gonna randomize. Unless you play the vanilla preset. Then it won't. And I'm very curious how Ren decided this particular route. Like what?
Because he hasn't done these checks yet, and if
maybe
he's cards, then he gets something out of it.
I think he might also be worried about
also,
ring, the second ring.
Well, I think second ring is in first castle because he found it behind Mist. But the thing is, he found glasses on a flight layer, and he still technically doesn't have in logic flight.
Oh.
So he's thinking that there could be complexity still in first castle.
Does find the tooth card, however, and that's Winged Guard. I mean, that does help. That's a first castle enemy right there. So, library cards were purchasable in the shop, by the way. I didn't notice that until I just looked over at Eldritch's screen. They were $300, so plenty of library cards available. Yeah, Ren's just using a library card. Is it a reverse library card? It doesn't look like it.
I think it's a regular library card. The only boss he has left.
Oh, just kidding. It was a reverse library card.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. He's in the second castle. So I guess maybe his thought process is, I haven't found anything flight locked in the first castle, except for glasses. So next step is probably still here in the second castle, is maybe his thought process. But...
yeah, but he should also know that this preset is kind of weird sometimes, and the complexity, glasses was on flight layer, but there are some very rare instances where flight is like layer 5.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
especially
just
if you haven't found it. Yeah,
card.
Yeah, because Mist was the first. Or Mist was locked by...
Mist was locked by Gravity Boots. It was a fairy card.
Yeah, has Ren even checked a castle entrance yet? It could be like, or Spirit Orb. Those could be like Gravity Boots.
I don't think he's checked. I don't think he's checked. I would suspect that layer 1 is maybe Jewel of Open, maybe Leapstone.
Yeah, it could be Leapstone into Jewel of Open, into Gravity Boots, into Mist, into Rings, into Flight, into, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, this preset is weird, and
especially like 6 complexity steps does not necessarily mean it has to be exactly 6. It's just that that's the minimum.
Yeah, it could be more.
Exactly. And I've had a few races lost based off of counting complexity and being like, well, I can count to 8. So this has to be the final Vlad. Gets to the location, it's not the final Vlad.
I mean, I can only count to 4, so.
It is true, yeah. If they wanted us to count higher, they would have given us more fingers, is all I'm saying.
I mean, well, actually, I can only count to 5. The 5 pieces of Exodia, unless you want to count the third leg of Exodia. Little
That is
D.
true. Lil D, shout out to Lil D. But yeah, Ren is going out of his way to full clear second castle. I mean, you have to do it at some point because of the bosses. And I mean, just looking at the boss tracker alone kind of gives you the story of who's doing better at the current moment.
Yeah, I don't understand. Eldritch only has 3 bosses?
I think the doppelganger because of the reset.
Doppelganger got the reset. So
speaking of reset, Ren also completely screws up the Galamoth fight, but I imagine he saved right beforehand. Yeah, he's looking chill.
Yeah,
we'll see if his tracker freaks out here. No, his tracker handled the reset just fine. That's strange. Because I know sometimes resetting causes the tracker to stop showing progress, and then other times it doesn't. I'm not sure why. Hashtag not my code.
Yeah, not my code.
Okay, this is honestly fair. Just switch to the Star Flail. You fast swing speed.
Perfect.
You have a double Varda on anyways, so. Yeah, nobody
the
fully.
Girthing might end up being faster, but if you can't get the setup.
Yes, I was gonna say Girthing is definitely faster, and I mean nobody like truly optimizes the Galamoth fight because no one's. I shouldn't say nobody, but
jump slashes.
Yeah, the jump slashes they add a decent amount of DPS if you have a good hitbox sword, and with a Girthing, I imagine it would be crazy. Yeah.
I just jumped too high, so it doesn't work out for me.
You said this guy plays fighting games, but you're not plinking. You're not down to plink it out? Come on.
No. My hand positioning is very weird for that too. So.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, it depends on your layout, your button layout. Because
and it's also important to remember I've only been using this thing for about a year, so.
That is true. Yeah, I think it's way easier on controller to do minimum height jump slashes. They don't have to be exactly minimum height, but this game also. Alucard does have a minimum height on his jumps, as opposed to like the DS games. Like if you play Dawn of Sorrow, there's like no minimum height for your jumps. Like if you jump for 1 frame, you're in the air for like 1 or 2 frames. It's pretty ridiculous. So jump slashing in that game is incredibly buffed.
So library card is the relic in the shop. So there is a weird thing that happens that since the game, if you have 0 library cards, the game will think that you don't have the relic from the shop, so it will put in the library card back into the shop for free.
Gotcha.
There is a weird glitch that had to during the bounty hunter tournament. We had to have a gentleman's agreement not to do. It was called the crazy card trick because I was the person who did it the first time. If you buy a library card and put it in your hand and go back into the shop, it'll allow you to buy infinite. It'll allow you to buy infinite.
Oh, nice. And that was banned?
Yeah, it was banned.
Nah, I would never. That's just called good old-fashioned ingenuity right there.
I said it should be allowed because it's like finding a duplicate. Except it's very niche at this point. It's just library cards.
Spectral Sword is another one of the relics dropped here. Ren finds another familiar card. Yeah, either way, I think if you find if it's not explicit, it's one of those what you call them, Airbud situations. If it's not in the rules already, then the dog should be allowed to play basketball. Is all I'm saying. And that's why you always have to put in your tournament documents that the rules can change at any time.
Yes.
Because you never know when weird stuff like that gets discovered, or if something weird happens with, just in general.
I believe that was found during the prelim, and the reason why it was found, because we had a seed where we had a library card.
Speaking of
and-
duplicators,
oh.
Ren finds one. It might not even save time at this point unless he's got mana. Oh, he
Yeah,
has a
no.
mana prism. Never mind. Well,
yeah, it helps. But yeah, at the time it was during a prelim, and it was Ma asked the question, what happens when the library has a library card?
mhm.
And I noticed that if you went back to the library with no library cards, it would allow you to buy the library card again. It's like, okay, this is decent tech. And then I equipped the library card and went back in, and I saw that you could buy it again, and it just allowed you to buy it infinite over. Now you couldn't scroll over and put a bunch of, like, you couldn't hit right to add more. You just constantly had to tap X.
Ah, interesting. Next question would then be, could you do that glitch at any time? Like if you, or is it only like your first time
any
buying
time.
it? Okay. So as long as you
At
had
any
0 in your inventory and 1 in your hand, you could just buy as many as you needed?
Yeah, if you had another one in your inventory, it wouldn't allow you to. You had to specifically be in that menu with 1 in your hand and none in your inventory.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. But, you know, not my tournament. Hashtag not my tournament.
I mean, I had fun with it for all of 5 minutes.
There you go.
Not during a tournament race or a prelim race. It was literally just, I was testing. I was like, oh, this is fun. I'm just going to max out to 99.
So Ren finds the other ring locked behind Granfaloon. He found a familiar card at Spikebreaker. So with this in mind, I guess I'm probably skipping Holy Glasses.
I'm skipping Holy Glasses, Merman, or a Holy Symbol. I'm skipping everything that's not necessary.
Everything that's not a boss, pretty much.
Yeah.
I feel you, yeah.
And then if I haven't found all the cards, then I'll check them. But
Yeah, that makes
you
sense.
have a pretty good chance of finding them at all the bosses. So.
Yeah, because Ren's only missing 1 card here. But either way, there is a world where maybe Ren is worried about his lose condition being something along the lines of, oh, I skipped a thing, and that happened to be a familiar card, because it's going to be a random location, whatever one he's missing, most likely. I'm pretty sure the one at the Spikebreaker location was the final complexity
Most
familiar card. Yeah. So we'll see how Ren decides to play this, because he's not warping, he is backtracking, so he's probably going to Merman Statue if I had to guess.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh wait, he hasn't done Cerberus actually, so he has to come
Oh,
this
no,
way.
yeah, he
anyways.
has to do Cerberus, and then he has to do
Succubus,
Scylla,
Scylla.
Succubus.
Then in that case, yeah, I would probably skip Merman then. I didn't realize that this was the route he was because he doesn't have Jewel of Open. Gotcha. He's using the warp.
Yeah, so
'cause he doesn't have Jewel of
go.
Open.
So he goes Scylla, Succubus, opens up the little trap door, and then goes up to do gravity boots, and then do Aurochs quarters, and I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
This preset is weird sometimes.
Yeah, when you have open teleporters, it's really hard to realize that the teleporters are available to you for your routes, because so often you're only ever using teleporters for backtracking in this game. So thinking about using them for genuine progress can be a little bit tricky. Because, like, is it better to backtrack and then go to Aurochs' quarters through the warp, but then you still have to do gravity boots location? It's a little bit weird.
I think the route here is go up Succubus, then go up, do gravity boots, then do alchemy lab, and then teleport to the center of the castle.
So Ren does pick up the Merman statue. The question is, do you check it right away? Like, you're right here.
If he picked it up, he's gonna check it right away,
I would imagine.
and he's
so.
just gonna,
maybe with a save
maybe
split.
not.
Because even if it is a familiar card, you could save split it. But yeah, he
What
just
was the
picked it up.
purpose of grabbing it?
Maybe his thought process is that, like, oh, this could bite me in the
where
ass
did he
later.
Where did he find Leapstone?
That's a great question. I don't know.
If
I think it might have been
Leapstone
castle
was
entrance.
like a spirit orb.
Oh, they're saying ghost card actually is Leapstone. I think Eldritch is going to be the first to check Spirit Orb here. Because I think Spirit Orb has to be progression of some kind, right? Yeah, it's Gravity Boots.
Okay, so gravity boots. That's weird.
I think it's gravity boots into mist into flight has to
Gravity
be
boots,
somewhere.
mist. Power of mist has to be a solo bat, I believe.
So
Wait, no.
No, they already did that. They haven't checked Alchemy
Yeah.
Lab yet.
Oh yeah, then it has to be an alchemy.
So maybe because Mist was led to Soul of Bat, and Soul of Bat I think was one of the rings. I forget.
Yeah, solo bat was one of the rings.
So that could just be a random
remember
ring
now.
potentially. Then
Unless
this is a tough one. Actually, this is a really tough one to crack.
Unless Power of Mist is at Holy Glasses.
That's possible. It's very possible.
I think that's what it is.
But I'm pretty sure Intended Flight is going to be found here in just a little bit. For Eldritch, that is. So we'll find out in a second. Well, actually, it has to be Mist Power of Mist as Intended Flight, because Bat
Yeah,
was flight
Power of
locked
Mist
and Leapstone was flight locked.
I think it's at Holy Glasses.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Jewel of Open also could be found here. I'm pretty sure. But I don't know what Jewel of Open actually unlocks in this preset. Because I think the caverns is
Silver Ring.
it just Silver Ring.
It depends. If Jewel of Open's layer 1, then it unlocks Scylla.
Okay. But other than that, it's intended that the players can just use the warps to do all of the caverns. That makes sense.
Yeah, Leapstone unlocks Scylla. Gravity Boots unlocks Scylla. It's just if you find Jewel of Open layer 1, then Scylla's the only thing that's
Soul of
unlocked.
Wolf
And
found.
well, no.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, so because I think Gold Ring was at Grand Falloon, and it makes sense if Gravity Boots. Yeah, Gravity Boots unlocks Grand Falloon as well because it's part of the not really the escape requirement, but it was part of the complexity or the logic says that you get Gravity Boots that unlocks Grand Falloon.
Yes. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Gravity Boots into rings into Power of Mist.
So as of right now, neither player has found the fairy card, and that's the last familiar card for Ren. Ren hasn't gone out of his way to kill any of the enemies that drop familiars yet, but he is close to full clearing here. He just has to do this left side here of the first castle, and that's all the bosses done outside of Crossamon. But so along the way, Ren most likely will find the missing familiar card, if I had to guess. Yeah, this is a very weird seed. This is a tough one. Like, if I was in the middle of playing this with the information given, from Ren's perspective, for example, I'd have a hard time calculating anything. I'd probably just be head empty, kill bosses mode until hopefully find last Vlad relic. I think if you try and overthink this, you'll explode your brain.
Yeah, it's. I think the way that we did it during the Bounty Hunter tournament was you count complexity until you go to second castle and then ignore.
Okay. Yeah, requiring the all bosses also does add a bit of a wrinkle into the situation, because it's like you're going to be doing checks anyways because you're killing so many bosses. So it's like, for example, Ren skipped a merman statue as a check, partially because of that, because there's no boss associated with that, so why go over there? But there is a chance that that's just a random familiar card. So I've been losing track of what's where, information overload. I think that's part of the consequence of both players taking very different routes as well. It doesn't help that it looks like Eldritch's tracker messed up somewhere, maybe? I'm not 100% sure, actually. Maybe it is up to date?
It's because it looks like he doesn't have DOP 40.
But I think he might have skipped DOP 40. Because his save was before DOP 40. Now that I'm thinking about it. So I think actually his tracker is up to date. Eldritch does find that duplicator, though, which is nice. Yeah, I think he just forgot to re-kill Doppelganger.
But he went to...
But he did
Force
grab
of
the
Echo.
familiar card, yeah. At Force of Echo. So I think he just, like... again, got flustered from that death, and it mixed them up.
And it could have been mitigated by library carding or doing something.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. I think it's one of those things where you're in the moment, you're flustered, panic sets in. It's happened before. We've seen it happen in this tournament already, where some unfortunate deaths have happened due to just not being fully aware of your options at any given moment.
Yeah, it's just my problem with that is that Eldritch is always the person that says, if you're about to die, pause and think about everything, and he just didn't do it.
Yeah. Maybe his heart's not fully in it. Or maybe he's a hypocritical bastard. Who knows?
It could be everything.
Either way.
Got Wolf zooming around here.
Yeah, I do like the wolf movement. It's a bit more costly here, but he does have infinite mana prism, so who cares? But yeah, this time he does use it and it is faster. And it looks like Ren is pretty locked in, does get that Ring of Vlad killed from the Spectral Sword.
He's routing in a very weird way because everything's unlocked.
Yep.
He can just go straight to sword card from Coliseum.
Exactly, yep. And doesn't need to go out of his way to get the Aurochs Warp, so. Finds Echo of Bat there? Wait a minute. That means...
Echo of Bat was on Gravity Boots layer, so it was layer 2.
So that means the familiar card they found at Spikebreaker might not even be the final complexity layer.
The final card could be the one that they found in Second Castle.
Yeah, it's very possible. Which does make things pretty awkward. I mean, there is something to be said about tournament nerves. Like, knowing that your tournament life could potentially be on, or at least the winner side is on the line, you know that you're performing for an audience. There's always just the additional pressure of like wanting to perform and wanting to showcase your skills properly, but I don't know if that's come into play in any of your matches yet, Crazy, but or if you're just vibing.
I just play like an idiot.
Regardless.
Yeah, just regardless.
Yeah.
I've never been one that gets rattled by like crowds or anything. I don't like crowds like in person.
Oh yeah.
But like behind the veil of nobody sees me or anything, I'm fine. But also in the Navy, I was a damage controlman, having to teach people how to fight fires and everything. So I'm perfectly fine performing
under pressure,
under the stress.
Yeah.
But there are some instances where it goes bad, but for the most part,
I think if anything, I've always experienced it more as like a mental, like when things go wrong, because they're going to, like, you can't play perfectly unless you're a freaking robot. But when things do go wrong, how does the fact that that it's a tournament match affect your mental? Like, are you able to rebound quicker than your opponent if they're in a similar situation? Are you able to keep your composure? That sort of thing.
Yeah, I think I would say normally yes, but I think we can remember the bingo thing where I was completely flustered and I just kept dying. So
it happens. I think it is, and it also depends on the day too. Like, did you get your vitamins? Did you eat breakfast? Did you get 8 hours of sleep? My
ADHD was really bad that day.
It happens.
I do remember that.
I've definitely had important moments that I just, looking back on it, it's like I just didn't take good care of myself, and I did poorly because of it. Power of Mist.
Hey, I called it.
You were right. Yeah,
I called it.
That is intentional flight.
So the complexity line is gravity boots into mist, into rings, into flight. So that's gravity, mist, rings,
flight.
That's flight 4, glasses 5. Second
flight.
Castle has a card.
Yeah. So yeah, that means everything else is essentially fair game as far as checks go. Eldritch is deciding to go all the way to Merman through using the Merman statue. Yeah,
it could be a card if that's his win condition. Actually,
yeah. I think there's also potential for branching. Complexity here, because
Jewel of Open. Okay,
because glasses were found on flight layer, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the Vlad that you find behind glasses is the final Vlad.
Glasses and bat. So yeah, technically Spikebreaker can be a complexity Vlad because it is on the same layer as Second Castle too.
Doesn't that put Spikebreaker card and Second Castle are shared? Yes, I think.
Yes, it is.
Does that mean the Silver Ring location could also be 6? Is that 6 or?
So Merman was on layer 2, so that would be 3, 4. No, this is it's technically a lower layer, but it's could be random Vlad or random card.
Yeah, we'll see how Eldritch reacts to finding the Jewel of Open there. Could be bait. I mean, Ren is very close to finishing this up regardless. He's warping.
Looks like he's going straight to Merman statue.
Really? That's...
Or a holy symbol on it.
I guess it makes sense because he's still...
There's no reason for him to go here.
Yeah, because he's missing a familiar card, so maybe he's thinking, like, oh, this has to be it? Because he... Has he checked? Oh, he hasn't checked
he has...
Silver Ring. Because he can't. So his last 2 checks that are not... his last 2, I think...
Right, so, yeah, that means there is a card at...
Or it's Merman. Because neither of them have done Merman statue, I'm pretty sure. I think they both have just skipped it every time.
It's possible, but if they have done it, then it's guaranteed at a Silver Ring.
Yes.
If not, then be at Merman.
I think it's just at Merman statue. I mean, it's a 50-50 from our perspective, I'm pretty sure. Like, both are equally likely. Jewel of Open is the last thing I expect to see behind the Merman statue gate, because normally it's not possible. Normally, the randomizer would not allow that, so... Yeah, Eldritch is still sitting with 3 familiar cards total, but...
I remember when the first time we played Magic Mirror, and I found Echo at Spikebreaker, and it broke my brain for the entire day.
Makes sense. Yeah, Ren's going to find Jewel of Open here, and we'll see how he reacts to that. I'd be curious. He's just going to library card immediately. Yeah, he doesn't believe in the Merman statue. He said, that shit ain't real. Because, I mean, to be fair, we've been sitting here talking about the complexity count for like 30 minutes, and we're not playing the game, and we're still not 100%. Like, it took us a while to figure out what the actual chain was, and even then, it's like up in the air whether or not Spikebreaker or Second Castle, or if both are considered final layer. Who knows? Is weird.
Well, I'm pretty sure Ren knows he has the complexity card.
Yeah, so he's just thinking to himself, I just have to check this because what else is there to check? And then maybe he's forgetting about Merman statue as a location?
I think he's skipping Merman statue mainly because he still has to kill Hippogriff. So he's going to the one where he has a bossiest.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Eldritch finds Power of Mist. He's probably thinking to himself, what the hell is going on here? And honestly, I respect that.
What the hell?
I'd feel the same way. This is a weird seed. I would be so lost. Like I said, head empty, kill bosses would be my thought process. Oh, Eldritch, I think, accidentally reverse library carded when he meant to library card because he's just doubling down on the library card.
I mean, he's got infinite library cards. Why not?
It just wastes a little bit of time.
10 seconds.
Yeah, just a little animation here and there between friends.
Oh, also, Ren also goes this way because he has a Vlad to fall into.
Oh, that too. Yeah. I mean, you have a couple of options for the winged guards. They're like all over on the bell tower section. But yeah, Ren's routing this pretty well. Even though this has felt like quite a slog, I feel like there's still only 45 minutes in. Like, I think that early bat helps a lot with the movement and the options that opens up. So I think that's nothing, right?
I didn't see
no,
anything.
it was a familiar card. Damn.
Oh, he just didn't go deep enough.
Yeah. Flail guard, which...
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a little awkward.
Clock Tower.
It's not that bad. It's just the one in Clock Tower, right? I can't think of any other ones.
Yeah, it's the Clock Tower.
Yep.
There are 3 in Clock Tower.
Yes, that is correct.
But I know where all the the enemies are. Don't question me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I should probably know that, but like, when is that ever? When's it ever gonna come up?
There's only one hammer in the game.
Yes, yeah. One hammer, 10 billion
one hammer,
Jacko
2
bones.
Gurkha, and 3 blade.
Yep. 10 billion Jacko bones, 700 Nova skeletons. The ones that always get me are the enemies that are in first and second castle, and being able to know the difference, like which one's faster to get to.
Like during the prelim, the last one, where it was Salem Witch, and you said that you couldn't remember if it was if Salem Witch was the one in the reverse catacombs, or if that was Salome or Salome, whatever. Salem.
I always say Salem because I think that's the intention, is that it's supposed to be that. But Symphony of the Night is a game with a perfect translation and localization, with no flaws whatsoever.
Yeah, misspelling Cthulhu and giving it to the wrong person.
Yep. I mean, to this day, Malachi is still the name of the enemy in the Castlevania lore, I'm pretty sure.
Always disrespecting our Lord and Savior Cthulhu.
I think part of it also is they just didn't want to, because they later removed that as the name for that enemy in later games too. I forget what they call him. I think they just call him like some sort of like fire demon or some shit. Because he comes back in one of the other games. I forget which one. I
barely played any of the DS Manias.
I think it might be not even in the DS Manias. I think he shows up in Harmony of Dissonance maybe. Or is it Portrait of Ruin? It's one of those two. Either way.
He's somewhere.
Something about avoiding copyright and not wanting to piss people off. There's a reason why they removed all the Tolkien references, all of the just different references to different literary works in future installments. I'm pretty sure it's because they just didn't want to deal with it. Forest of Doom and Portrait of Ruin. Okay, got you. And what's the name of that enemy? What'd they change the name to? Somebody remind me in chat.
I don't know what he is called.
Yeah.
But thinking about like things that have been renamed because of copyright or anything, I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventures has the wildest one I've ever seen, and that is there is a stand in Japanese. Its name is "Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap," and to avoid copyright, they changed it to "Filthy Acts Done at a Reasonable Price."
You know, it gets the same vibe across, for sure.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever done, and I love it.
Yeah, JoJo's has all sorts of. I mean, there's a lot of weird copyright things that end up getting changed. Is it Mega Man X5 as well? The names of the Mavericks or whatever get changed.
They did the Guns N' Roses. They're all named after Guns N' Roses or somebody that is affiliated with Guns N' Roses.
Yep.
Duff McWhalen, always the best one.
Dude, you gotta, and the song in that stage too, so good. Everybody loves Duff McWhalen.
Yeah. I only love the name, not the stage.
Yeah, the stage is pretty boring. But also X5 is ass, so it's fine.
So was X6.
Dude, X6 was way more fun than X5.
I don't know. I guess because...
Look,
I don't know.
All I'm saying...
I didn't have a bad time with X5 like you did.
I'm saying is if I had given Zero all of the upgrades and then he fucking died on me, I would have crashed out. That's all I'm saying. He did die on me, but I just didn't give him any upgrades. You guys have done some X4 races for fun. That does sound fun.
Yeah, we've done it every once in a while. I lose every time.
Yeah, at least we can all agree X4 is goated.
X4 is really... And like I said, good. X6, the only thing I like is the music.
The music is very good. It is very good. And there it is. That's go mode for Ren. And he's relatively close to the end here, too. Yeah, I mean, This was a tough one to commentate because I think that early death really was just the beginning of the end for Eldritch. Because he lost like 10
To be honest, he's
minutes
not that far behind considering the death.
No, I mean, he's clearing up the rest of the second castle bosses now. And he is missing 2 familiar cards. So I think his game plan after dying was to essentially just try and beeline it, do a couple of skips here and there. And because it is hard when you lose 10 minutes at the start of a run, you know? But also, counterpoint, skill issue, don't die.
Yeah, you'll live, just library card.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather lose, what, be like a minute trying to do the setup and fail and library card.
Yeah, exactly. Especially with the warps open, like you can get back there as soon as you go to the second castle again. So it's like not ideal, but it's better than dying and losing all that time. The other thing too is like Durdrak, I was just about to say, he says it in chat, or save the game. Durdrak has been a huge proponent of just saving the game. Because it's like, yeah, you lose like 10 seconds on the save animation, but like you lose so much more time for dying. And I think it's also easy for Durdrak to say because generally speaking, Durdrak is very good at executing his game plan. So part of it could just be like, well, I'm playing well. The only way I lose this is if I die, so I'm just going to save to mitigate that possibility. And maybe Eldritch is more like, I'm going to push it a little bit because like I feel like I'm behind. I am down 0-1, so I'm going to risk it a little bit. It happens.
I mean, Durdrak, you know, the unluckiest person in the world most of the time.
Yeah. Still ends up playing well.
His movement saves him a lot. But he honestly is the unluckiest person.
You lose time saving, and then you can play like an animal to go fast, and it's not that bad if you die. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you can be a little bit riskier with a save backing you up. But GG's to Ren, a pretty clean 2-0. Eldritch definitely showed his stuff here, had the potential in both races, honestly. Had a decent lead in the first race, and then second race, well, Galamoth sucks. Sucks to die to, at least. We'll go ahead and move up and give these guys the GGs and ask them how they're feeling.
1626, I believe.
Yo, GGs.
I don't deserve this win.
I mean,
I think you deserve it. I think it's
No,
fine.
no.
Said, do not hate you.
By the way, the seat sucks.
yeah, it was a rough
I
one.
think it's fine.
For there,
It was a rough seed. Like, this seed wanted us to go back and forth between the castles to begin with. Like, the chain of complexity reads that way.
Yeah.
So do y'all know what the chain of complexity was?
No, I know. I just got wrong twice, and the twice is I found glass and say, okay, could be random, but I don't think so. And I go back. So when I found Myrma, I say, okay, this could be lead to Echo, so I'm gonna try to skip it.
Mm-hmm.
Just this. So when I saw Echo at Sword Card, I said, I'm fucking. Yes.
So
And I start to forget stuff like Karasuma.
Yeah,
It's a
it was a weird one, especially coming from the second castle. It kind of obscured the intended like chain, but having Mist and Power of Mist be the intended form of flight for the seed was very strange because of how early you guys had access to flight with literally from the start of the game with the Soul of Bat being there.
Yeah, when I
ended up
saw
being-
Leapstone, oh sorry, just when I saw Leapstone, I said, okay, form of Power of Mist is the flight, so I'm gonna try to skip it because I don't need, and whatever.
Yeah, very nasty seed as far as figuring out the progression goes, because I believe it was split final Vlads between.
Split final Vlad.
Yes, it's
Spike
split.
Breaker and second castle.
fear
Yep.
not.
Yes.
I had my
Yep.
own reasons for destroying
So
him.
pretty
So,
tricky.
you say that you don't deserve it. It's fine.
Indeed.
Oh, and by the way, I think it's not Spike Breaker and Second Castle. I think it's Silver Ring and Second Castle.
For good
No, Silver Ring was
No.
lower
No,
complexity.
it's Spike Breaker.
Yeah.
Silver Ring is a lower complexity because
Oh, yeah, that's-
Jewel of
yeah, yeah.
Yelpin was a layer 3.
Yeah.
So that means
'Twould be best for this
It's just
world if
random.
I were
Yep.
to
Yeah,
disappear
regardless, it was very interesting
I see.
loadout here. And honestly, the race was not too like Eldritch is, you know, catching up quite a bit considering you lost a pretty decent chunk of time early game to an
No.
unfortunate death.
Actually,
It's best this way.
where was
I
Spikebreaker?
can't
Spikebreaker
face
was
this
Medusa,
torment.
right?
No, Spikebreaker was on
And on that
it's in the
day,
first castle. It
maybe.
was, oh my god.
I see.
Well, then never mind. I was thinking if
Let's
Spikebreaker
go.
was at Medusa,
Everyone's
then it
waiting
was
for us.
then the final
Yes.
complexity
Let's get
was
out of here.
silvering, but then
Yeah, I think
I
it was,
didn't even remember that I died at the beginning.
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna be
sorry,
honest.
Spikebreaker was on Medusa. Yes, that's
Oh,
why
really?
I'm thinking
So-
silver. Yes,
Oh, then yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I just
Yes.
remembered that.
yes.
I just remembered
That's what I'm thinking. It's not Spikebreaker because Echo and Bats are the same layer and it's not 6.
I
That's-
completely forgot about
Echo
that
Band
death.
glasses were all on 5, so
No,
it
yeah.
literally.
Yes,
So weird, yeah.
it's weird. It's weird.
Very strange one.
Yeah, you
And my route leads to Echo of Bat was my last check before high complexity check. So I said, oh my god, what's going on? I think I'm fucking.
Yeah, that was a weird one for sure. But I think you guys both played it about as well as you can. This also kind of is a maybe this is the reason why people haven't been picking this preset in the tournament. Who knows?
I love Rampage, but it's the phrase that Blade says at the beginning. Could be the best thing in the world and could be the worst stuff.
Yeah, I think it does have the widest
That's true.
range. It's one of the reasons I wanted it in the tournament as a possible counter pick for players that want a little bit of unpredictability in their match, you know? But
Yeah.
and I mean, we did get unpredictability. We were even in the commentary booth thinking like, how does the progression work from here? And we completely missed Spikebreaker. It was a whoo-wee. But also, you know, at the end of the day, I hope you guys had fun with the match. It was fun to watch for sure.
Of course.
No.
I
This
hope
was
you-
terribly fun.
Yeah.
I
hope you have fun.
I'll be honest. I was kind of fucking around the entire time, so it's like.
Yeah, we did see a couple of swag strats come out. We saw the I think it was race number 1. Was it race number 1 or was it this one where you did the aerial I think it must have been this one where you canceled the dark metamorphosis with the door closing on you at All Rocks and then you sat in the chair for a minute. Good times.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, GG.
Always got to sit with Uncle Olrox and have lunch.
Of course, yeah. GG's to you, Ren, for progressing through the bracket. Speaking of, I guess that does
think
open up. I mean, we can check the bracket on Medusi.com real
I think
quick.
it's me and Blaze, right?
That is correct. Yep. Your next opponent is going to be Crazy Four Blades, so that's going to be fun.
So let's play
Oh
now.
my God.
Let's play now.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and play.
Crazy switch places with me.
Wait, I think his computer crashed. Oh, dude.
Let's
Yeah.
play now. Let's go.
No,
Now.
not the computer crash. But yeah, we'll
Yeah,
and I-
now I'm in go mode. I finally beat Doppelganger 40.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was the one that you missed from the start of the game too. Although your tracker is saying you haven't killed Creature yet, though.
it's
I killed
'cause
Creature first thing.
But
Hey,
when he
trackers.
died, it didn't.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I did die. Yeah.
So that
Whoops.
also means that we're going to have our first losers match need to be scheduled at some point, but it'll be Alex versus Eldritch as well. So that'll be fun. And then the loser of Scrimson Advent is going to be facing off against Major Seaman. So we got our top 8 going at it soon enough. We're making progress.
Yep.
Thanks for playing, y'all. And I hope you guys
Thank you.
enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Take care.
Of course. See you around. Alrighty, chat. That was the tournament match here. Ren versus Eldritch. And honestly, like I said, considering Eldritch lost like 10 minutes at the start of the seed, it was much closer than it originally appeared. Shout outs to Eldritch. He had fun. We had fun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Join the live streams over on twitch.tv/DragonBlitz. I'd love to see you in the chat sometime. And that's going to do it for today's tournament match.